A very good morning to everyone present here. On behalf of the School of Human Settlements, I, Aparna Menon, warmly welcome you all to Unnovations 2025. At the, offs- at the outset, I would like to request our Dean, Dr. Kajri Mishra, to kindly welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father K.S. Kasimir S.J., with a small token of welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Father. Unnovations is a festival of ideas and expressions about our towns and cities. We are all urban, but do we really know our cities? Beyond the traffic jams and pollution, the heat and monsoon flooding, the food streets and cafes, do we really understand how they function, why they are as they are, who plans and manages them, and most importantly, how can we make them more habitable, equitable, and resilient? Actually, few of us think about the inner workings of urban areas, the processes, decisions, technologies, policies, and projects which create these places we live in. Therefore, we have Innovations, a day of opportunity to notice, reflect, analyze, and ideate on how to reshape our urban areas and improve the quality of life for all the residents. Innovations is for urban innovations. And Habitats, the student body of the School of Human Settlements, presents to you the 8th edition of Innovations today. A bit about our school. Launched in 2016, our School of Human Settlements, or SHS as it is popularly called, offers students the opportunity to understand the planning and management of sustainable, resilient urbanization and develop the knowledge and skills to meet the complex challenges involved. Our innovative MBA in Urban Management and Governance is the first of its kind in the country and still unique. The program is specially designed to respond to the growing professional needs of the urban development sector. You'll be happy to know that our MBA UMG has been appreciated across government and industry. We are proud that our alumni are now working towards better cities in all major consulting firms, government programs, mission and SPVs, think tanks, and research organizations. At the School of Human Settlements, we believe that learning, creativity, and cohesiveness go hand in hand. So we organize innovations for young innovative thinkers and new minds to brainstorm on how we can make our cities better. Innovations includes events that range from nerve-wracking competitions like the Mayor's Discourse, Hackathon, and Quizit to fun-filled events like Shutterbug, Faceathon, and Rhythm. We welcome you all to participate in these exciting competitions. Let us start this event on an auspicious note. I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father K.S. Kasimir S.J., to light the lamp of thought and knowledge, along with our Dean, Dr. Kajri Mishra, the faculty coordinators of Habitats, Dr. Tiali Bose, Dr. Sai Kiran, and Dr. Shraddha Kumar, and the student coordinators, Rajat Giri and Lakshita Gupta. With the lamp of knowledge lit, let us now invoke blessings for the event. I request everyone to kindly stand for the prayer. Now I invite Dr. Kajri Mishra, Dean of School of Human Settlements, to formally welcome our guests and share a few words about our school and about innovations.
Good morning to all of you. It is indeed an honor and a great pleasure to welcome to our midst our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father K.S. Casimir, S.J. It is actually his first visit to the School of Human Settlements, and therefore it is a very special day for all of us. Even more special because we have with us young minds and students from across the city and many more who will be joining us online. Why are we all here? I'm sure all of you will agree that if today the greatest challenge that faces all of us and humankind as a whole is the threat of climate change and environmental disaster. Who's to blame for that? And I'm not talking about people or countries. One of the key contributors to the issue, 70% of the contribution, is because of the way we have built our cities. And because of that, today we face this disaster. We've been on this path for 200 years or more since the Industrial Revolution. So what do we do about it? We need, if we change the cities, the battle to actually save our planet has to be fought in the cities. But unfortunately, cities are not something we really think about much. We live there, but we don't think about why are they like what they are? Who runs them? Who manages them? Who makes the policies? Why do we have the kind of policies and actions that shape the cities in this way? And that is what today I think is globally as well as nationally a major concern, that we simply don't, as a group of citizens of this country, we simply don't really pay much attention to this. You'll be all surprised to know that our country has less people who are educated or trained in the fields that allow them to look at cities, that is, whether it's urban planning or urban management or urban policies, urban livelihood promotions. How do you deal with informal settlements? We have less people looking at it than even some countries of sub-Saharan Africa. And that is a pity. Well, our country was 70% or more uh, rural. Most of our people lived in the villages, and therefore it was only right that we focused on rural development. But this situation has changed in the last 30 years. And today, more people live in these cities than in the rural areas. And I'm not going to really worry too much about how much the cities contribute to our economy, because yes, they do. They contribute almost two-thirds of the GDP. But maybe we need to focus more on the kind of conditions that these 50 to 60% of people living in the cities they face. People like us, we still manage. But what about the people who live in formal settlements? Do you know that urban poverty today is far more acute and far more degrading a life than rural poverty? We really didn't know all of this till very recently. On the other hand, how do we deal with this? Is it enough for all of us to start paying attention? Well, that's a good start. But cities are extremely complex entities. In fact, complexity scientists place cities at the top level of the pyramid of complexity. So unless you focus on understanding what cities are, what are their subsystems, how do these interact, what systemic issues are there, and they're rife with wicked problems. So how do you solve wicked problems? How do you bring to bear systemic thinking and design thinking to actually solving these wicked problems? Unless we do all of this, and do more people do this, we are in trouble. And the next 20 years are going to see the maximum increase in urbanization and urban population in the world in our country. So we really need to pay attention. It is with this understanding and a vision for the future that Exim University, then Xavier University, now Exim University, decided to start this program on urban management and governance. XIMB had been the pioneer in starting the rural management program. It was the second institution in the country to start and still remains among the top. But to start a new field, a new profession, a new area of study was really visionary of the university. And therefore, we have initiated this Urban Management and Governance MBA program, which enables people, students from any discipline and any background to come to focus on understanding cities and thinking about ways of addressing them. I'm sure we have people, students from all disciplines here, from all types of backgrounds, undergraduate and postgraduate. But how many of you, if you reflect on your own syllabus and curriculum and your own programs, have had an opportunity to actually see how you, as an engineer, could actually do things differently so that our cities become more sustainable, that our water and waste systems or our roads and our transportation systems become more sustainable? That's what engineers look at, right? What about the development or social scientists among you? How many of you look at urban livelihood promotion? Looking at how people at the margins live and whether the city has made space for them, whether the city has made supportive systems for them to actually have a life, a decent, dignified life in the cities. This is what we want all of you to start thinking about. And that is why, because we are a pioneering program and because we are unusual, we are still the only MBA in urban management and governance in the country. Though I hear that the central government is now planning to set up other programs of this kind, modeled on our program. We still really need to have all of you start looking at these issues with a new eye. See, very frankly, directly put, it's people like us of our generation who have created the problems, our generations and before us. But all of you will have to solve it. It's your life. So you need to start thinking about it. And because we are in the business, or it's our mandate to promote thinking about cities, we organize Unnovations, which is a day of thinking about how to resolve variety of problems that you face every day in the cities. You are aware of them, you live in cities. But have you ever thought about how it could be solved? Workable solutions. And those kinds of ideas are what we are looking for today in your variety of competitions, the hackathon, if you were elected a mayor, what kind of things would you do? Mayor's discourse. We have other such. So this is about why we have a MBA urban management program and why we run Unnovations. It is indeed a very lucky day, a very good day for us, not lucky, good day for us to see that this year the number of registrations have gone up almost by 2.5 times, which tells me that the youth of this country, of this state, is more interested in looking at these issues. That gives us a lot of hope. So with this hope, I wish you all the best in thinking through the problems that have been put in front of you and to have you ideate and think and innovate on them. Thank you all for being here and have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am, for explaining the importance of urban management. Your words have set the context for innovations very well indeed. May I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father K.S. Casimir S.J., to deliver the inaugural address for Innovations, the Festival of Urban Ideas.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's working. So good morning, a warm welcome. members of the faculty, Professor Kadri Mishra, Tiyari Bose, Anand Sai, Kiran, Shraddha Kumar, and other members of the faculty. First of all, my warmest congratulations on conceptualizing and delivering this symposium today. And I'm indeed delighted to see all these young faces from across Bhubaneswar. Is there anyone from beyond Bhubaneswar? So, all of you are from Bhubaneswar. Very good. Bhubaneswar, that is a planned part of the city, is a lovely place. It's leafy. It's well laid out. It's peaceful. So, I am enjoying Bhubaneswar. I come from Delhi, NCR, from XLRE Delhi, NCR. And I thank God that I escaped the hellhole of Delhi NCR. Winston Churchill remarked, "We build buildings and buildings build us. We build buildings and buildings build us." If you go to any urban conglomerate, any metropolitan city, you'll feel, you'll experience, you will taste and touch how our buildings make us or unmake us. People are so uncivil, so uncultured, uncouth, insensitive. They don't care for one another. There is no civic sense. It is a dog eat dog world. The culture that cities, at least our cities, Indian cities, foster is toxic. In other words, our cities are metastasizing. They are cancerous growth that are metastasizing. And people who live there are bound to a whole host of illnesses, So first of all, you should thank God that you are Bhubaneswar. But I know most of you dream of going to Delhi or other urban centers, Bangalore, Pune. Now let me see, how many of you do not like to go to those urban centers? Can I have a show of hands, please? How many of you would not like to go to an urban center? So all of you would love to go there. Okay? Only a few do not. Okay. Thank God. A few wise people are. Because cities are so attractive, so alluring. They have a magnetic, mesmerizing appeal on us, particularly for the youth, the Gen Z, because it symbolizes fun and frolic. It symbolizes material progress. It offers opportunity to believe for realizing our dreams. That's what we believe. But let me tell you, I have any number of friends who are abandoning cities and fleeing cities and going to smaller two-tier, three-tier towns. There was a headline last year in one of the papers. I had a choice to choose between life and Delhi, and I chose life. Choice to choose between life and Delhi, and I chose life. This goes to show that we have built up cities which are detrimental, inimical our welfare. As you spend the day to day, use your imagination, use your creativity, your minds and hearts, so that you come up with a new vision, new urban vision, and innovation that will transform our cities, if it is possible, into living organisms. Cities have to be living organisms. They have to be organic. People should know one another. We next to one another, die and rot in the next flat. Only when it stinks to high heavens, we alert the police. And they pile on stress. Another professional moved to a town called Bath in England. Bath. Because she said, I pay tax for everything. Besides paying the tax, I can't get clean water, clean air. Am I audible? Access hospitals. I can't get good education for my children. So I had to pay for it. Move out to another city in another country. I said, here I pay tax and everything is taken care of. Everything is taken care of. So who suffered the most in urban center? The deprived, the marginalized, people on the margins of society. He had crackers, green crackers could be let off, the Supreme Court ruled. Consequence, people were suffocating. People were suffocating. In other words, we have almost abandoned our responsibility for one another. We no longer take care of one another. A city becomes brutal if people don't take care of one another. As youngsters, it's in your hands to take care of whatever subject you study. Ultimately, should humanize. He said the school is called human settlements. Human settlement. It should humanize. So we want human settlements. It is up to you. As the professor put it, we are the source of the problem. We have created the problem, our generation. Now, will you be able to solve these problems? I don't. I do not have an answer. Dr. Abdul Kalam, former president, he proposed a solution. Why keep on investing in cities? Why keep on investing in cities? They're no longer sustainable. They are no longer sustainable. Traffic jam in every city. And we keep on building flyovers. By the time the flyover is ready, it is irrelevant because it has multiplied. Traffic has multiplied exponentially. So what do? He proposed Pura. What is Pura? Anybody? I'm sure. That is, some of you will be aware of his solution. Pura, providing urban amenities in rural areas. Why people flock to city? Because they don't have access to education. They don't have livelihood. They do not have jobs there. And so people flock to cities. If you can invest in rural areas, neighboring smaller towns, and plan the cities, people will not move to hellholes. When you want to take a break, where do we go? We flee cities. Deepavali comes, Durga Puja comes. What do people do? 20 people left, for example, Chennai to go for Deepavali. Is it to celebrate Deepavali? Maybe, but they want to escape the urban nightmare. Urban nightmare. So I appeal to you. youngsters. Aldous said century back, light comes from the east. Light comes from the east. He was not talking about the sunlight. He was talking about wisdom. He was talking about wisdom. The entire world is looking to India. The Western civilization is exhausted and effete. They are tired. Their paradigm has lost its model of paradigm, development paradigm has lost its meaningfulness, its relevance. Could India come up with a new model of development? Mahatma Gandhi said, this earth has enough for everybody's needs, not for everybody's greed. If each one of you wants to be an American, having a sprawling mansion, having a huge stretch limousine, and yeah, holiday houses scattered across the world, this earth will sooner than later perish. It will perish. In other words, how we govern, how we imagine, how we build new habitats depends on telling new stories. Telling new stories. We need new storytelling. We have been telling false stories and misleading ourselves, distorting our vision. So tell new stories. What kind of stories we need to tell? Stories which will enhance our well-being. You saw in the prayer song, everybody should be prosperous, healthy, peaceful, tranquil. That is true wealth. That is true wealth. Riches are different from wealth. What are riches? Land, gold, stocks, they are riches. What is wealth? What is wealth? I want you to interact. I want you to think. I am not here to give a speech. I want to listen to you. What is wealth? Are one and the same. Riches and wealth are one of we normally use them interchangeably. Are they one and the same? Riches and wealth? We all suffer from our education system has taught us to suffer from FOMO, fear of making mistakes, fear of making mistakes. Do not be afraid. If you don't make mistake, you will not learn anything. You will not come up with urban innovations. You have to try, experiment, make mistake, but don't make the same mistake again. Make new mistakes. Google has every month it celebrates creative mistakes, innovative mistakes. It is through experiment, it is through blundering our way through experiments that we come up with innovations. Cities, habitats where we could live as a family. Failing which, most cities will be abandoned. That is my hunch. Angkor Wat. Have you heard of Angkor Wat? In where? Where is it? A city. It was the largest city in the world a few centuries back. Only now buildings stand. It is in Cambodia. It is in Cambodia. Angkor Wat. Close by. It's not very far from there. It's okay. At least you attempted. Attempted. Very good. Good, good. At least you attempted. And there have been cities, great Maya civilizations, cities which have been abandoned. Easter Island, have you heard of Easter Island? Huge sculpted stones only stand now. The entire civilization has perished. So whether we perish or flourish is in your hands, my dear students. Whether we live, die, is in your hands. Whether humanity will continue to exist or disappear from the face of the earth is up to you. Because climate change is the greatest existential threat humanity has ever faced. I hope you're all aware of that. It's the greatest threat. One of our professor's daughter, for example, she has all her belongings in a small suitcase, couple of jeans and a few tops. That's it. If you invite her for any function, say, I'll come in jeans, that's all. She doesn't shop. She just doesn't buy anything except, I want to save this planet. Every time you buy, you go to Amazon or Flipkart, you are destroying this earth. So curb your needs. Distinguish between wants and needs. So what is true wealth? True wealth is, first of all, having a simple home. A simple home. Lata Mangeshkar, at the point of death, she said, when I was healthy, when I was making millions and millions, I want to have sprawling mansion. But now at the point of death, all I need is a small bed. Just a small bed. So you need a home. You need good food. You need peace of mind. And then what else is true wealth? What else is true wealth? Health. You don't treasure health? Of course, this generation, no, I hope you are all sleeping properly, exercising properly. And then what else? Any other way? Yeah? Yeah. Basic needs. Okay, such as? Yeah. House, I said house, health, good food. One more thing. If you don't have, you may have billions stashed away. You may be Elon Musk, you may be Bill Gates, but if you don't have that, you're poor, you're impoverished, you're an unhappy man. Knowledge, oh, people who have knowledge are miserable. They have immense knowledge, but they're miserable. Knowledge does not bring you wealth. Maybe material wealth it will bring to some extent. But if you want to be exponentially rich, if you want to be happy and fulfilled, what else do you need? Wealth, true wealth. Peace of mind, I mentioned, yeah. There was a gentleman from Switzerland who settled down in Kerala, and he was not sharing, meeting his friends or dinner, and then they were asking, how come you have abandoned your city, beautiful country, most beautiful country, and come to Kerala? He said, I am living in the lap of luxury. And he defined luxury. They asked, what do you mean by luxury? He defined it this way. I live in the lap of nature. Three things constitute luxury in the lap of nature. I have good food on the table, good food on the, and the third, I have time for my friends. I have time for my friends. So what is true wealth? Yeah? Yes? Time for friends and? So in other words, what is true wealth? Relationship, connection, social connection. You may have everything, but if you don't have true friends, social connection, again, 70 years of longitudinal study of Harvard reveals who are the happiest people? Not the billionaires. Those who have good social connection. You know, Vivek Murthy, the former Surgeon General of America, he is the highest doctor, recognized doctor there in the United States, an Indian. He said, the greatest threat to America, or the greatest disease in America, is not cancer. It's not cardiovascular disease. It's not diabetes. It's not obesity. What is the greatest disease? Yeah, loneliness, lack of connection, disconnection. Our city should promote connection, social connection, being together. And that's how you need to visualize cities. I hope, as is know, most of you are from architecture schools. No? What are you all studying? Hey, whatever you are studying, that doesn't matter. Whatever, whether you are studying philosophy, whether you are studying literature, whether you are studying maths, whatever you are studying, make sure you promote this. Our country needs, and that's how we can be light from the east, light unto the world. So on this occasion, I wish you the very best. May you innovate in such a way that you are able to bring people together, build bonds between people, so that whatever you do as innovators builds up a human community, which will be the ultimate human settlement. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Father. Your thoughts and vision are a great impetus to the day of our creativity and innovation. Our esteemed dignitaries have kindly graced the start of the day with their words. We are all very grateful for their support and encouragement. I would now invite the faculty member of Habitats, Dr. Tiali Bose, to express our gratitude more fully.
Thank you, Aparna. A very good morning to the members on the dais and everyone present here. Innovations annually by Habitats is a festival of innovative ideas for students across the country to learn and ideate on ways to meet urban sustainability challenges through a variety of academic and cultural competitions. This year, we are pleased to have over 250 participants across 60 colleges and universities across the country, competing in both online and offline events. Key competitions include the hackathon, Mayor's Discourse and Quizit, along with creative contests such as urban themed photography in Shutterbug, face painting in Faceathon, and dance performances in Rhythm. This is the first and one of the most important events organized by Habitats every year. So I would really take this opportunity to thank our Vice Chancellor, Father K.S. Kasimir, SG, our Registrar, Father S. Anthony Raj, SG, our Chief Finance Officer, Father Arukya Das, SG, and Administrator of New Campus, Father George Fernandez, SG, for this continuous support and encouragement. I would especially like to thank Professor Kajri Mishra, Dean, School of Human Settlements, for her guidance. My sincere thanks to the Administrative Officer, New Campus, Residence Management Team, the IT Department, and the Student Executive Council for their vital assistance and support throughout the preparations. A special thanks goes to Illuminatics team for all your support. Um, a special thanks also to our media partners and sponsors. And most importantly, Habitat Core and Shadow members and the students of School of Human Settlements for their hard work and dedication in organizing this event. I would also like to thank my fellow faculty members and the non-academic staff of XIM University for their continuous support. A special thanks to Mr. Shomo Bhomik of Observer Research Foundation, Professor Nirmala Boral of School of Communications, and the alumni for joining us as jury members for for various competitions and innovations. I would also like to thank my fellow faculty coordinators, Professor Annam Saikaran and Professor Shraddha Kumar, for their support in organizing this event. And most importantly, a big thank you to all the participants of Innovations 25. Our annual Urban Fest has been growing in strength over years simply because of your continuous support. I hope that Innovations 25 will offer you a rich and rewarding experience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Innovations is not just any fest. It's a day dedicated to workable urban ideas and solutions, filled with competitions, brainstorming sessions, and lots of fun activities. We have an action packed day ahead, full of opportunities for you to shine, learn, and of course, have a great time. Welcome once again to Unnovations 2025 and may the best ideas win. I now request everyone to gather outside in the IC cafeteria on the second floor for some refreshments. We will reassemble at 11 a.m. for the events on that floor, Hackathon in classroom 208, Mayor's Discourse in classroom 232, and Shutterberg in classroom 207. Thank you, everyone.